Uh, okay, so wait a second. Okay, we have some people here. I don't know if Gabber is on the chat already, but I send you the link. Gabber, you want to get in? Okay, there we are. Hear me good, brother? Okay, so let me see if I could send you my Discord link. How can you find me? Okay, so my name on Discord is John P. ADV, full stop. Let me write that down. John Pat. Can you hear me good? I can't hear you yet.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
This stupid StreamYard puts my Bluetooth headset when I didn't say do it.
So how are you doing, my brother?
All right. Are you John Christian Spadavecchia?
I'm John P. ADV, full stop.
John P. ADV. Trying to find it.
And my photo is me on the swimming pool with my kids.
Friend.
Like a hotel swimming pool. I can send you the link, but I'm trying to get the
John
link.
P. ADV.
Full stop.
Full stop.
Mm.
It says I sent you a friend request. I don't know if that was you.
Yep, just received it. Here you go. I'm adding you. Nice one, brother. Okay, so Gabber, so for people who don't know you yet, can you explain a little bit, where you're from, and we can today we may be doing 3 part or 2 or 3 part interview, depending on how much information you can say today and the next time. But it's a chill interview.
It takes hours because I gotta explain every detail. If you leave a detail out, and then if you look at all my interviews sharing the same story, you will see every detail in my story is exactly the same. It never changes. You know what I mean? I've been interviewed 2-3 times now on big channels, and my story never changes. I'm like, this is what my mum experienced. This is what she told me. This is what I experienced. This is what I saw. It's exactly the same every time. If I shorten it, people will be like, "Oh, he's leaving details out or something," you know.
Yeah, I understand, brother. It's a too big important occurrence to leave details out.
I don't give a stuff what people think about me. These are my experiences. These are my mum's experiences. This is what I've seen. This is what I've photographed. You can do with it whatever you wish. I'm just sharing my experiences. I've got nothing to gain from it. My
Yeah,
YouTube account
exactly, brother.
shadow banned. People can't even see my UFO videos. One video I posted on, but there was this blue orb that came to like 3 meters from a camera, like 10 feet. I posted it. I got 100 views. I posted in China, 220, 100,000 views. They don't
We know that, brother.
YouTube don't like real UFO videos or real experience or stories. That's why they
Exactly.
promote Corbell and Coltard and Elizondo, repeating the same stories for 15 years that we've already heard from other people. Why are they
Yeah,
recycling old information that we've already heard for 15 years? They don't bring nothing new to the table.
yeah. And they cling to they cling to a few experiences, or those nasty people, CIA and whatever. They cling to some of the real, so that they can hide the majority of the real experiences, and keep the narrative for themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're sticking to the narrative. They're sticking to the narrative and just replaying the same narrative over and over again, and adding no new information to the table. Nothing. 15 years. How can you listen to a broken record on repeat for 15 years? I didn't like Elizondo from day one. I'm like, ex CIA counterintelligence officer. He got paid to lie by the CIA, and he wants to magically tell you all about the UFOs because he's upset with them. Yeah, right.
Yeah, man,
Like his
that's
new book,
crazy.
people read the new book, said there's nothing in the book. There's nothing in the book. It's just him telling same stories over and over again.
Sky's my brother. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, brother.
Okay, so Gabber, tell me a little bit of your first experiences that you can remember, and we'll start from there.
All right. I'm from Australia. I got the number one. I'm the number one foreigner in China on Billi, Chinese YouTube. I'm the number one foreigner in subscribers for the UFO alien channel over there. I've blown up over there. I don't even speak Chinese. I share the UFOs I photographed. Been sky watching for 4 years. I got hundreds of UFOs in my infrared night vision camera. So like, my mum's the experiencer in the family. I've had strange experiences. I'll share them. Where a grey alien asked me to come for a ride in his UFO, and I said, no, I'm not going with you. But I'll start with my mum. My mum just told me, just like last week, she remembers when she was 4 years old in Finland, playing in the snow with little grey children. Little greys. You know, little greys? The grey man, the grey alien? She was playing in the snow with little grey children. Then she got abducted by UFO. She was like young, teenager. She remembers being just in a nightie and being like levitated out of her bed and then like taken out into the snow.
Wow.
And there's a big light there and a big UFO. She remembers then when she got to the snow, she's like walking in the snow barefoot, minus 40 degrees Celsius, winter in Finland, 6 months of darkness, in a nightie, and she wasn't cold.
Wow,
And then she
man.
remembers the light coming down, the UFO taking her up, and she panicked. She's like, no, I don't want this. I don't want this. Put me back down. I don't want to go in your UFO. But then they like switched her off, and she doesn't remember what happened inside the UFO, and she doesn't want to know what happened. She thinks they were positive, like grey gray man, gray aliens.
Yeah.
She thinks what happened is when there was like a positive experience, but she doesn't want to recall the memories or anything.
Okay.
She's been visited all her life by aliens, which I'll go into more detail.
Yep.
She told me there was this lampshade head, like the steps of an Aztec pyramid.
Yeah. Okay,
Imagine,
I got you. I get you.
That's the shape of the head, like an Aztec.
Square, but steps.
The steps that go down the side. That's the shape of the head, hat or head.
Or hat, yes.
I actually made a video of this being teleporting into my mum's living room. And it's 8 foot tall. It's got a black cloak on. You can just see its beady little eyes and mouth. It's got a black cloak from neck all the way to the ankles. It's looking down at me. I'm looking up at it, talking to it, having a conversation. My ex-girlfriend's there. We're both looking at it, at its eyes. And so, like, it can't be like some weird artifact in the video or something. We're having eye contact with this being.
Wow, brother, my God!
And when this happened, this was in the dining room, living room, open room, kitchen, all one big space. There was it was like half the kitchen was like shadowlands, like a grey fog of shadow. There was a Grim Reaper in the ceiling with the scythe.
Wow.
Two grey heads, two big oval heads with the big black almond eyes looking at us. So like the heads were there in this shadow land where it's like another void. The two grey
it's like
heads,
a fog with images,
like a fog,
right?
Like the shadow people, shadow lands, and these two greys are looking at us. What we're doing. I'm talking like, "Hey, how you going? You hungry? You want some food? There's a fridge there. You want a drink? I don't know. What else would I say to something?" And like, my memory is blocked. I don't have a memory of meeting this, but I had the video on my phone. I recorded it. And there was a jackal, the jackal, the dogs of the underworld, Egyptian underworld. There's a jackal sitting there, two grey heads. And then there's like a blue crystal with like a blue flame coming off it, surrounded like brickwork, like it's Aztec or Egyptian or something, Mayan.
Wow, crazy!
And this was all in the video, because I've got the video and I'd stopped frames of it, going, "Am I really having a conversation with an alien?" And running it through Photoshop with filters and enhancing it, and all that came out. And I was like, "That's not pixelation. That's impossible for that much detail, that much geometry." For a jackal, you can't just pixelate a jackal. Two grey aliens. Like, it was just like, I just sat there, like my jaw dropped. I'm just like, what the hell did I record?
Did you lose time or anything?
No idea. Like, it started with, I walked upstairs. I was living downstairs. I walked upstairs, and where the curtains are on the second story, we look over the entire Jervis Bay, east coast of Australia. We can see all the way to New Zealand. And where the gap is between the vertical blinds and the window, there was these white lights spinning around, like lots of them, like fireflies or something. And they were spinning around. And I was just like, holy shit. I called it fairy lights. I said, holy shit, there's fairy lights outside. I ran down to get my camera. I'm going to film the fairy lights. My girlfriend goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "There's fairy lights outside. I'm going to film them." "You're not allowed to film fairy lights."
Sorry, man.
My ex-girlfriend goes, "You're not allowed to film fairy lights." I'm like, "Be quiet. I can film whatever I want. Get out of here." And I quickly ran away from her. And I went upstairs and the fairy lights were gone. I'm like, all right. They knew I was coming with the camera. So,
and how were they? Sorry, Gabber, describe me again.
They were like little balls of light, like almost like fireflies, like yellow or maybe orangey, and they're all spinning around like a vortex, like
wow,
half a dozen or a dozen of them. I just saw him through the slit of the window and the curtain, and I just ran down to get the camera, but missed it all. I was talking to Nos, and Nos was like, "That's the sign. That's when you see that, that means something's going to teleport into your house. It's like a."
Oh, I was gonna say it could be a portal. It does look like a
Yeah.
portal.
He was saying
Or
that's what happens when the portal builds up before they teleport into your house. So I thought,
wow, my gosh.
I'm going to be sneaky. I got my phone out. I had a Nokia N8, so it did 720p high definition. I said, if I put it on the kitchen bench like that and film it, they'll see the red light and not come in. So I turned it around, and I had a stainless steel kettle that was had a perfect fisheye mirror of the entire inside of the house, and I left it filming that. And I went and had dinner, cooked dinner, went out to the veranda, had a smoke, and as we've come back in, that's when we met this creature in the video.
Wow.
That I they've like blocked my memory. I really like to know what happened. What did I say? Who did I talk to? Where were you from? What was your name? You know what I mean? And basically, the lampshade head that he had, 8 foot tall. That's my mum. My mother described meeting this alien, and I was like, that's the same one my mum talked about that I've searched for years on the internet. I can't find any information about it. Then these girls that I knew. This was in 2011 when this happened. Not too long ago. But
okay.
Going back then, back earlier, the only people that I know about that have seen a lampshade head alien were 3 girls. 3 girls that I met that I'm not mean like met, like almost like best friends. I used to sleep at their house more than I slept at my mother's house. You know what I mean? Knew them for years. Knew them since they were like 13, 14, growing up with them. I went to their house and they had a picture of a drawing or a UFO on their fridge. I walked in to their new house and I was like, "Oi, what's this on the fridge?" "Oh, that's the UFO we saw." Like a cigar-shaped UFO above the forest. They lived up in Narrow Hills and in a cul-de-sac, and like the street that goes into their cul-de-sac is just all forest all the way. And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. You drew the UFO that you saw." Then I moved to the next picture. "Who's this guy with the lampshade head?" "Oh, that's the alien we met." "What?" "That's the alien we met." And they all started giggling and laughing and like laughing hysterical. And like, I know these girls. You know how when you're with your friends and they tell you something that's total BS, and you know from the tone of their voice, even though what they say might sound reasonable, just the tone of their voice tells you, "Oh, shut up, stop talking BS," and they'll laugh at you. They're trying to trick you. So I know when these girls are always lying to me every time. They could never trick me. They used to always try, but they could never trick me. And they were just like, "Yeah, that's the alien we met." I'm like, "Oh, that's really cool that you drew down with pencils and paper the lampshade head alien you met." I said, "My mum's seen this one too. This is the one my mum has seen." And it was hard to get any information about the UFO they saw and then the alien that came into their house with the lampshade head, because they were just kept laughing hysterically and running around like clowns. And I just kept telling them, "It's really, really good that you drew what you saw so that you don't forget the event of what happened." And they're like, "Oh, it's really cool talking to you because you understand that we didn't make this up. This is what we saw." I fully believe you. And like, I questioned them heaps, and I know them for years, and like, they didn't make that story up. And this was when I was like 17 years old or something.
That's a hell of a coincidence, right? Those could be beings from Australia, native there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've never heard any other story about it except the 3 girls that I grew up with. They showed the picture to me. They told me their story. They saw the cigar UFO. They met the alien. The alien came in the house.
Wow.
My mum's talked about it. My mum talks about blue balls of light that come into the bedroom, and the aliens come to visit her all the time. And my dad at the time would be paralyzed. She can't wake him up.
Oh my God.
Now that I think about it and like start putting the pieces of the story together of what I'm the only one in my family that my mum could tell this story to. She would not tell it to my brother. She would not tell it to my father. She only trusted me for some reason.
Interesting.
Because I was very, very understanding. So why do I photograph UFOs? Why am I the #1 foreigner in China on Billi for UFO and alien videos? Why have I been researching this? Not because I want to make a UFO channel, not because I want to grift. I just want to know what happened to my mum and why did the aliens take her on the UFO? And you know what I mean? Like a caring son wanting to know what happened to her mum's abduction experience. That's how I've gone into this researching. Not researching it because I want to learn the latest woo. What's the latest woo we can find out? I couldn't give a fuck about that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Money.
So that's where I come from. Why I've been researching it is because I wanted to know what happened to my mum with her abduction experiences. And now that I think of it, right, I have been paralyzed while as a child when they visit my mother. And I think of all the times that I was sleep paralysis. As a child, I would wake up and I can't move my body, but I can move my eyeballs. I can move my eyeballs, and I'm looking around. I'm like, why can't I move my hand? Why can't I move my leg? And then I would scream. I felt something unnatural over me, like something's paralyzed me that's not right, and I have no control over my body. And I would scream. No voice would come out. Like, how the fuck did they turn off my voice box? And I'd just sit there and like, that happened to me maybe a dozen times, maybe more than I can remember, maybe 2-3 dozen times. And now that I think of it, I've
had that happen once, brother.
Yeah.
But it was I took some like anti-relaxants, muscle relaxants, or some.
I'm a kid. I'm a kid when this is happening. Like totally sober, no nothing ever. And
but that was a while ago. And I was in bed and I couldn't stand up, man.
Yeah. When I think about it, my mum's telling me she's being visited by aliens all the time. They paralyze everyone in the house so that we don't walk up to while they're doing their abduction, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe they paralyze the next door neighbor's house and the next door neighbor's house so nobody sees it. Nobody, you know what I mean? But I've come to the conclusion that they're paralyzing at least my house. Probably the next house is over. They just paralyze everyone, then come in, do their abduction and do whatever UFO business they're doing, and then go again.
Oh, interesting.
And so I got so much information to share. I got to sort of try and put it in the right order.
Yeah.
So
I know what you mean, brother. When you have.
So I told you about the lampshade head, my mother's experiences. I get paralyzed. I've never had any. I've never had any like memories of being taken or abducted, but I did have a grey alien when we were living at that house in Jervis Bay. I had a grey alien talk to me and say, "Come for a ride in our UFO." I said, "No." I've told this story to a couple of close friends. They're like, "You're mad. If aliens came to me and said, want to come for a ride in the UFO, I'd go straight away. Get me out of here. Get me off this earth. I'll go straight away." I said, "Nah."
You wouldn't remember, probably.
Yeah. I told them, look, I didn't trust them. I just read William Cooper's Behold the Pale Horse, and he talked about the grey aliens and the deal with the negative aliens and the US government to abduct us. And I was like, nah, I don't trust you. Get out of here. But what happened was I had a candle, like those red in the restaurant, the red glass candles, like a glass bowl. I had that on, and I put it down. And I think I might have been meditating or something, relaxing, thinking. And I wasn't like, I didn't have any intention of doing anything. I was just relaxing, meditating, looking at the light, the candle light. And as the candle light comes up on the wall, it formed a gray head and two big black eyes, like a gray. And I was like, there's a gray in my candle. Try and talk to it. All right. So I started talking to it, and it talked back. And I had a full conversation with it for like 15 minutes.
Wow.
I got up, opened the door. Mom, quick, come in here. You got to see this. She's like, what? My mom comes in the room. I go, is that an alien in my candle? My mom looks at it. Tears start coming down her eyes. Her jaw drops. She's like, I'm not dealing with this. She turned around and walked out. She pretty much said yes with tears rolling down her eyes, and she's like, "Oh, I'm out of here." She couldn't believe. She was like shocked for like 30 seconds. She left.
So how do you think they transport themselves? It's teletransportation through the light beam?
Yeah, I think they just open a portal with light. What I've seen from other videos that I've posted on my channel. I posted one or two on YouTube. Most of them are on my Chinese channel, where there's a ball of light, and then all of a sudden there's a gray doing his UFO business, and then a ball of light, and it zips back to the UFO. If you look at the last gray alien video I posted from South America, as he teleports back into the UFO, we get this light that comes in from the window, and it's in the middle of the night. There's no sun, there's no moon. A light that's so bright it triggers the IR sensor off the camera. When it's IR, it's black and white, and when there's enough light in the room, it goes to color. The camera goes to color mode. That's how bright this was, and it's like the UFO like takes off.
Crazy, man.
And I was talking in the candle. I was talking with the alien in the candle, and the alien's like, "You want to come for a ride in our UFO?" Nah. Come on for. He's trying really hard to get me to agree to going for a ride in the UFO. I'm like, nah. He's like, okay. Look out your window. I'm like, what? Look out your window. So I look out the window, and he goes, "You see that light there?" And I'm like, yeah. And there's this big light in the sky, and it starts going like this, Z's and ups and downs. Can you see us now? I go, oh, is that you? Is that your UFO? Yeah, that's a UFO. Can we have your permission to come get you and go for a ride in your UFO? And I was like, nah, that's not going to happen.
Crazy, really
and
cool.
Now that I look at then eventually he's like, stop talking to me. This must have went on for 15, 20 minutes, maybe half hour. He eventually stopped talking to me because I wouldn't give him permission to come get me and go for a ride in the UFO. And when I look at people's experiences, people talking about it, they say these aliens trick us. They trick us by being deceitful, opening up communication with us, and tricking us into handing over our free will. And if we oh yeah, I want to come for a ride in the UFO, let's check this out. That's you giving over your free will, which means they can come and abduct you anytime they want now because you just said yes. And they use
I do have that feeling as well, brother.
They use this deceptive trick by saying, oh, hey, you're talking to a grey alien. want to come for a ride in the UFO. As soon as you say yes, that's it. Out come the anal probes. You're gone the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying?
Look, that's why when I'm outside at night or in the window, I always look, but I never try to summon anything. I don't have that feeling of wanting it to come to appear, to materialize. Yes, sister, I think I'd go too,
I'd go.
But remember,
I'd go.
when
I'd
you
go.
go,
I'd go
at
if they
least you
could
won't
prove
have
to
any
me
problems.
they're positive, benevolent, loving, free will loving aliens that'll sit down with me, have a cup of tea, and have a conversation and answer all the questions I have. I'd go. I would go straight away. I got a million questions. I'd be there for 4, 5, 6 hours. They'd be like, they would get sick of me. Stop with your questions. Get out of our UFO.
They must need our will, apparently. There's something related to that, right? They want us to go free will. They don't want us to be nervous as much. I don't know.
The other day, 2, 3 weeks ago, I went outside before I went sky watching. I was meditating, and I was trying to psychically link with the UFO because Jake Barber and they're all saying you can psychically link with UFOs. So I tried to do that.
Huh?
And I tried to psychically link with the UFO because I'm always photographing them, and they're always interacting with me. That's time for another story. It'll take me 2 hours to explain all the interactions and games they play with me.
Wait a second. Jake, is that the
egg UFO?
The gay guy who summons, right?
No, the egg UFO. He's like the helicopter pilot.
Okay, so that's okay. Yeah, I know that. That's the guy from the egg.
It's the guy
what
from
do
the
you
egg
think
UFO.
about that? Do you trust him?
Like, I believe his story that he was a pilot and he did crash retrieval of UFOs, and he recovered the egg UFO, and I think the egg UFO is real. I can't see any evidence that proves it's not real, and I've read it all, and I've had arguments with my friend for hours going, the rope doesn't do this and the rope doesn't do that. I'm just like, I don't see it, and I don't agree with you. But I think his story, he's trying to promote the deep state is really good and a great organization and does amazing things. If you listen to his second interview, which goes for 2-3 hours, he actually sits there and goes, the deep state is amazing. They do amazing things. Oh, no, they don't do child human trafficking, because he even went into that. He went into a big story that Mike...
Trying to deny.
The guy that saw the black hexagon UFO in the Philippines that Stephen Greer brought out, Mike Herrera.
Yeah.
He said that they realized that the capsules that they were loading up onto the UFO were full of humans. They were doing human trafficking operations. And he spent 10 minutes of the video, maybe 15, explaining how the deep state, they're wonderful people. They're amazing. It's an amazing organization. Illuminati, the triangle, the eye in the triangle, the Illuminati, like, no problem. They're a beautiful organization. I was like, are you fucking for real? When I heard him say that, then he goes, he tried to cover up the Mike Herrera story. I did this with Mike Herrera, and we went and told him it's not humans in the capsules. No. What he tried to say was the humans in the capsules. He admitted to them putting humans in capsules into the UFO. He admitted it. He said, no, it wasn't human trafficking. those people were willing people who had abilities that signed up with the deep state to come and work for them with their abilities, and they were willing participants. Hang on a fucking second. If you're a fucking willing participant and you signed up to work for the deep state and they came with a UFO to come pick you up, you'd be sitting inside the UFO on the seat with the seatbelt, not put into a capsule like a cattle, like a slave.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But the fact, so he admitted that Mike Herrera's story is real. Those were humans in the capsules, but no, they were willing participants in the deep state Illuminati program. Get the hell out of here. He's just, and the way he talks,
confusing as hell.
I was examining the way he talked, his body movements. He was different this time. It was like he'd been scripted. He'd been groomed how to talk, how to have your body face, how to have your body movements, how to say things. It was like he had been groomed to say that the way he said it and the way his body movements were. That's how I picked it out. That's how I examine videos when I'm examining an eyewitness testimony. I examine everything, and yeah, he's just trying to make the deep state. The deep state's wonderful. Join the Illuminati. They're a great group. Get the fuck out of here.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. So there's truth. There's truths to his story, but there's another side to his story. They've deliberately put him out there to paint their narrative, to say that Illuminati is good. Yeah, we don't do human trafficking operations. No, that's false rumors, bullshit. And now he's like, yeah, we psychically connect with the UFOs and summon them and call them, and then we lay traps and shoot them down. And so as to...
Too much, right?
Do you see how the UFO wave we had in around the world and New Jersey from November to the end of December, and then he comes along with his story. They're trying to have people sitting here debating, can you psychically connect with the UFO? Can you summon them? I don't believe in summoning UFOs, but I believe you can have a conversation with an alien and ask it to come visit you.
You can send out a message.
Yeah, it's like calling an Uber, like an alien Uber. It's like you can telepathically link yourself with an alien who's flying a UFO. It's like, hey, can you fly past my house, please? And say, flash the lights. They're like, it's like calling an Uber. I see no evidence from anyone who says they can summon a UFO. I think it's a false claim, and I really don't like it when people say, I was sitting here meditating and I summoned a UFO. No, you didn't. The UFO was already there. They're watching us day and night. There's lots of them there. Trust me, I see them. They flash lights. They flash lights so bright, it turns my entire backyard into daylight. Do you imagine the luminosity needed, the amount of power you would need to make a light that's kilometers and kilometers, 10, 20, 30, 40, who knows how many kilometers away, for that light to turn my backyard into daylight? The amount of power needed just to do that.
Crazy, man.
So I'm really against people and this summoning UFOs. I think that he's painting a false narrative of they summon UFOs with psychics. Like the last video they showed looks like a bird flapping its wings flying through the sky, and then they filmed it. I summoned the bird. The fucking bird in Malacca. Like the gnome can summon more aliens than you. What are you doing? But yeah, I really don't, like, people say they sit there and meditate and they summon a UFO. I don't believe in that summoning a UFO. I think they're using the wrong words. I think they're listening to other people's BS and thinking they can do it. And now everyone's saying I can summon UFOs. When it's an easier explanation would be, you're sitting there, you're meditating, you're raising your awareness, your spiritual level, your awareness from the third dimension to the fifth dimension by meditating and concentrating on inner work and your energy and concentrating on your breath. Now your awareness is at the fifth dimension. You're not third dimension anymore. These UFOs operate on the fifth dimension. We can't see them when we're in 3D. But when we raise our awareness to the fifth dimension, oh, pop! Look, you can see the UFO in the sky because that's a fifth dimensional UFO. There's people that claim come in a group and will meditate and beat the drum and I'll summon the UFO. All he's done is used sound, the drum, and music and meditation to raise the group's awareness level to the fifth dimension so that they can see fifth dimensional UFOs that are already there. We just can't see them when our awareness is in the 3D level.
Awesome, brother.
So that's my take on summoning and how I think they're doing it. I think it's a really bad choice of words because I see zero evidence that anyone can summon anything.
Exactly, man. When someone's saying that they have all the answers, we have to always have a step back.
It's good,
right?
It's good to talk to people like me who've been researching this for like 35 years plus. I was researching this before we had an internet or a Google, you know? Oh, we lost you. Where'd you disappear to? Where'd you go? Come back, John P. John P, come back. We lost him. We lost the signal. John P's gone.
I'm here, brother.
Suspicious Guy says, if you're trying to summon aliens and UFOs, you might as well draw a pentagram and get some candles and go to Bohemian Grove. Holy shit, look out for the owl. Fucking Suspicious Guys. See, your viewers know what I'm on about. The summoning UFO bullshit. Bad Nurse says, Sean Ryan interviewed a Marine that talked about UFO human trafficking. I think that was Mike Herrera. I think that was the Mike Herrera interview, Bad Nurse.
Exactly.
That
one. I don't see Sean Ryan, but I've seen Michael Herrera talking.
Yeah, I've seen Mike Herrera, and I saw him on the Sean Ryan show. Sean Ryan, sometimes he gets some really good guests, you know? Gets some really good guests. Sometimes his guests are like planted guests to like spread disinfo, to get us debating about stuff. Like this egg UFO and can you summon UFOs? They've brought this out to get us stop us talking about all the New Jersey UFOs and the huge UFO wave we just had over all of November, all of December, all over the world. It was concentrated in New Jersey, but they brought that out to try and misdirect us to stop us talking about New Jersey.
So what do you think about that drone? That orb that transforms into a drone? That's Chinese new tech, which Americans also have?
No, I think it was just a plane. And when you see the plane from far away, it looks like a ball of light.
No, that's not the same video, brother.
The same video?
The orb is stopped. The orb is not moving, and it transforms from an orb, from the LED, you know, that the orb creates the effect. You can see it morph into a drone. It's crazy, man.
It's interesting. They could. I haven't seen that video. The video I saw, it was a plane that was like a ball, and then it like turned into like a drone or a plane as it got closer, and it was just the camera.
Yeah, but
this
one I've seen it. It's all close. The orb
you'll have
is
to show
close.
me. You'll have to show me next time. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get you.
Maybe some of this stuff could be 6th generation drones with the TR3B,
camouflage,
ionic engine drive, anti-gravity that they put it onto a drone, and they can do all sorts of crazy new stuff. Like a lot of this could be new military tech, next generation stuff that we won't hear about for the next 20, 30 years.
Have you seen as well one which looks like a trident? No, not a trident.
It looks like a cloud, but like a trident, and it goes through the sky. I think I've seen that one.
Yeah, but it goes around and it does all sorts of stuff. I think that may be an RC airplane sort of thing,
Might be.
Or I don't know, but it was amazing. You only see the shadow, the dark shadow.
Have you seen the hexagon UFO that I photographed 10 meters away from me, 30 feet away from me?
Can you show us some stuff? Do you have anything there?
I have it, but I haven't put it on my YouTube yet. I just put it on my Chinese channel. I can share my screen.
Okay, share the screen, brother. Right. Show us some stuff and let's discuss it. Because I use the phone, I cannot share much, only with links and stuff.
Norris. Share window, screen 1. No, screen 2. All right, I'm sharing the screen.
Okay, do I have to do anything?
I think you gotta put this screen. See the alien head, the xenomorph alien.
Okay, wait a second. Do I have to go to Gabber Beast? Okay, wait a second. We're there.
There we go. There's my screen. All right, so this is my channel in Billi. My mouse would work. So this is my channel in Billi, right? And
no TikTok.
Video. This is. I got a TikTok, but like I got 1 follower. So this is the video here. This is the first. I haven't put it on YouTube or nothing. It's coming out in China. So there won't be no audio playing. But I photographed this. It's like 10 meters away from me. And
how size was it?
It's like maybe
a football. Okay,
like a football or basketball size. I didn't see this with my eyes.
Oh no!
I did not see this with my eyes. I took photos, came back inside, and went, "Where did this come from?" So you can see here. This is my over here. This is the roof of my garage.
Okay.
There it is. You can clearly see it's in front of the tree. There's a tree.
Oh.
And I was just taking pictures of the stars, trying to do night mode with my phone, and this popped up right in front of the tree. So it's not very big. It's like football size. I got it in 2 photographs, not the 1. It's in 2 photographs. So it can't be like an artifact or something or weird light reflecting. How's light going to reflect off a black tree? I don't know. And like, we go into the video more. That's the second photo.
Awesome.
That's the second photo there. See that? You can clearly see like it's like a pentagram, hexagon, pentagon cube.
Yeah, it looks like a cube a little bit.
Yeah, and the photos are like I think 30 seconds apart. Like I share all the metadata for the photo, the time, and everything. I show all the metadata, and that's that's the first photo. It looks like there's like a grey face. Can you see?
Yes, on the left, something there.
Do you see how there's like a grey face and a neck
eyes
and 2 black eyes inside this hexagon cube UFO?
Wow,
and
man,
like
that's cool.
I go into more detail. I explain how I took the photographs. I show my shed, and then I show comparisons. There's with some filters, make it a bit bigger. See, has like a grey head inside there.
Yep. It looks like a baby alien.
Like a baby alien inside, exploring in his little hexagon orb UFO.
Awesome.
And like I'll explain how I got this photograph in a second. I'm just showing you me reviewing it. That's the second one. It's the second one. I can't tell if that's a face. And that's me with more filters trying to see, is that a face or is that pixelation? Am I imagining seeing a face in there? What's going on? I'm trying to figure it out with the special software and the filters. And And then there's the photo there. That's the first photo, I think. I tried looking at that, but I couldn't see much. It's just a hexagon UFO. There's not a lot in there. And then there's that one. And there's the face. Then I start going through the filters a little bit, trying to see. And no matter how much I distort it, there's always a face in there. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much contrast, if I overdo it, introduce artifacts, too much brightness, too much shadow, no matter what I do, there's always a face and two eyes in there.
It's always there, right?
Yeah, see, always there. No matter how much I've distorted the photo by adjusting too much parameters. And then I talk about it, draw the alien face, and then at the end, I switch between them. See, I switch between them. I put them all together, the different filters I've done. I switch between them and just show them.
The two pictures, right?
Yeah.
Awesome, brother.
So how I got this photo, I went out sky watching. And I sat there and meditated for 20 minutes, half hour. And I tried to psychically link with the UFO. And when I thought I was psychically linked with the UFO and the pilot, I was like, can you bring your UFO close to me? Really close, really low, land in my backyard, like right over there. I pointed with I opened my eyes after meditating and go right over there, come really close and really low to me. I want your permission to take a photograph of you. And if we go to this photo, my backyard.
Yeah.
Where is it? Go back a bit. So that's my backyard. That's the tree. There's the garage. I told it to go right about here somewhere, with my eyes. And basically it appeared, I told it to come right here. That's where I pointed with my eyes when I opened my eyes for meditating. And it appeared just above it, just above where I told it to appear.
Awesome, brother.
I'm not saying you can psychically link with UFOs. I just tried it to see what's going. I just tried it to see what happens, and this was the result of what happens. I'm not claiming I psychically linked and made it appear, but I kind of did.
You didn't see it with your eyes, but you had a sign, right?
I was outside. I had the infrared night vision camera out. I filmed a couple UFOs that night, 5 or 6 of them. Something told me, go inside, get your phone camera and take pictures of the skies. And I was like, what? Go inside, get your phone camera and take pictures of the stars? Okay. Sometimes they tell you what to do, and if you go and do it, go and take the garbage out right now, you'll see a UFO flying over the top of your neighbor's house.
Wow,
30 feet away from you. This is what's happened to me. They tell me to do certain things, and I don't take the garbage out. You know what I mean? But someone's like, "Why don't you go take the garbage out?" Okay, I take the garbage out. I'm like, "What is that?" Drop the garbage, run back inside, get the camera. Sometimes they cue you, and if you listen, if you're good at listening, and you don't shrug it off, and you go and do what they say, you see amazing things, baby. Amazing things.
Incredible.
So
those stories, we love it, brother.
That was just my experiment. I'm just being honest. I didn't believe the Jake Barber summoning thing. I want to make it clear. I did not summon this, but I tried to psychically link with it, and I asked it, "Can you please fly close to me and really low so I can take a picture?" And it told me to go inside and get your phone camera and take pictures of the stars. So I put my camera out, and it came up in the first 2 photographs, the first 2. First one and the second one. And if you see the UFO here, do you see this? Do you see this wavy it's like see how this is all distorted and wavy. I feel like it's gone from here and shot straight to here, and that's like the wake. This is like the wake of it shooting straight to here to get in there in time for me pressing the camera button. You know what I mean? I might be wrong. It might just be light distortion from the camera, but like
I like it, brother.
It looks like it's a trail, and that it just shot out straight here, and then stopped at the tree just in time for me to press the button. Like you got to do everything split second, you know.
Awesome. Okay, I need to charge my phone.
But
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we're going for the next one.
You want to see another picture? Another picture. I've done this. You will know this person. You know, sightings on 18 wheels.
Yep. Our brother.
Yep. I
talked with him some days ago.
Yeah, I was working together with him because he gets a lot of paranormal stuff happening, right?
Yep.
And I'll show this in Paint. Where is it? And so he gets a lot of stuff. He gets a lot of paranormal stuff. And he talked to me, Discord, and he's like, "Do you want to sit down in my house? I'll share my camera, and we'll try and talk to these things that keep trying to talk to me through my electronic devices by flashing lights all the time and turning stuff off and on and stuff like that." So I'm like, all right, okay. And what happened was we got this picture. You see the red circle? Yeah. You can see that, the eye, the nose.
That looks like
mouth.
an eye.
Like
oh my God.
Like an eye there, a nose.
That's not from your house?
This is 18 wheels.
Oh,
the ear, the neck, the chin, the mouth, the nose comes down to there.
Oh, it's in profile. It's on its side. Okay.
Side profile. What happened was,
oh my God,
we were trying to communicate with the beings that keep trying to communicate with him and ask it questions about his what he's currently dealing with. I don't want to talk about it because it's personal. I've been working together with him.
Okay, but you don't need to tell anything that you haven't talked with him yet. Don't worry.
And
I probably know what you're talking, but
yeah. So
we'll ask public.
Yeah. So I was asking it questions, and what happened was he had a laser pointer with a grid system, and he had it over the top of himself, and we were sitting there talking, trying to communicate with it. Because the laser pointer, if it's like a spirit or a ghost, you can see the apparition in the grid of the laser pointer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So and usually his Harley Davidson light. He's got a Harley Davidson lamp. We've done this before. Another time, a few months ago, 6 months ago, we'd be talking, and it would flash on and off when we would say certain things.
Oh my God!
To let us know to let us know what we're talking about, we're on the right track. So we tried to do this again, but the opposite happened. It turned off the laser pointer, and we were like, "Why'd the laser pointer turn off?" That's the laser pointer. There, that eyeball. That's where the laser pointer is, and it turned it off. It turned it off, but as soon as I'd say certain things, it would turn off, and it would flash us and then stay off. And there's no way for the laser pointer to turn off. And
it would stay on, basically.
We left it on. This being turned it off and would only turn it on when we would say certain things.
Okay.
And so I started talking about his predicament, what's going on, how this Palladian lady teleported into his bedroom. As soon as I said Palladian, turned off. It turned on. Because
oh my gosh,
he's like, Gabber, can you help me? Who's this alien lady that teleports into my bedroom and asks questions about my family? She told me she's monitoring me. They're always watching me. They're always observing him. So he's got something going on there, and they're trying to protect their interests by make sure he's okay, type of thing. And I was like, yeah. I think she might be Palladian. So I started talking about her, telling him to recall his memories of her teleporting in. And then when I said, I think this girl that teleports in from your description, she could be Palladian. Bang, laser pointer turns on. Then he turns it off.
Yeah?
The laser pointer might be off for 5 minutes until I say something again. Because he's it was a strange experience. I never done nothing like this before. I did it to help my friend out because he's got a million questions that I can't answer.
Yeah. Wonderful. Let's go for the next one.
The next one? Oh, what's the next one?
Gabber, I wanted to ask you, so the most likely reason they have these encounters with us, it's because they might need something from us, either material or emotional. But do you have any messages? Have you received any messages, or you think you may have received any message that they want you to tell more people, or it's just more of a private thing they want you to keep?
I never really asked them this. I just sort of come out when my friends say, can you come on my show and tell your story, and I talk about it.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they like what I'm talking about, or if they encourage it, or
yeah, if they want you to continue spreading the word, or if they just want you to evolve alone. Because
I'm spreading the word, baby. I'm about to hit 5 million total views in China. I'm spreading the word every day, multiple times a day. Like I sometimes, I go out and meditate, and I try and talk to them, and I ask the universe, can you give me guidance? Can you give me help so that I'm sharing the right information that's going to help humans? I don't want to share fantasy stories. I don't want to, fantasy stories get millions of views, but I want to share information that's going to help people understand what's going on, help prepare them for what's coming up next. And I don't know.
So do you think they can? Do you think they predict the future? Do you think they know about the future?
They know. They got technology that can see the future timelines. The Pope's got the Looking Glass, Project Looking Glass. He's got the thing in the Vatican where he can do it too.
Oh, interesting.
You got remote viewers who can remote view to see the future, how future timelines go, but things can change. If a remote viewer remote views a bad thing that's going to happen to the president, they can make a video and say, "Oh, we saw this happening to the president." The military watches all the videos they do, all the information, and they'll take all that data and they'll make sure that doesn't happen, and they'll stop it from happening. So they can predict that this is going to happen in the future, but if you use that information and stop a bad event, like something happening against the president, that means the future's not certain, because anything can change at any time. And like their prediction might have been right, but intelligence agencies and the military, they watch these people closely, and then they look at their data and they can see, oh shit, our data lines up with their data. We know this person's going to do that, and then they can go in and stop it and make sure these bad events don't happen. So they can predict certain things that are going to happen, and other predictions they can get stopped because the protective services have acted. They've acted on that intel and stopped that event happening, type of thing.
Sorry, brother. Very interesting, brother. Let's go for the next one.
The next one. I saw a UFO. I saw a UFO power up, as bright as the sun. It looked like a huge basketball or watermelon in the sky. And
okay, that's what Bledsoe says he sees. Do you know that?
Yeah. The thing is, it came down below the trees and went down, 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 down. I live on top of a mountain. The only place it could do that is there's a deep gorge, a huge ravine to the bottom of the mountain. It takes an hour to walk down the steps.
Okay.
And I looked at Google Earth. And I looked at the ravine, and I tracked it, and I estimated that UFO was only 4 kilometers away from me, 8 miles.
Okay.
And it went down into the ravine. Now, and I think about it. How many times have I seen a UFO exactly there go below the tree line? And I'm like, oh shit, that's happened over a dozen times. There's UFOs going down into that ravine doing UFO business. There's nothing down there. There's a creek at the bottom that goes down to the main water supply and water treatment area. I've gone down in Google Earth and examined it, and I've seen there's like places where like rock walls, and like they can like, what do you call it, phase shift and go through the rock. Maybe there's a base down there, and why would UFO after UFO after UFO, I'm talking going back 2 dozen, 3 dozen times, this has happened in the last 3 or 4 years. Why do they keep going down there? There's nobody down there. It's like it's mountains all the way to the coast. There's like, unless they're going down to feed their pets that live in the river or something, or which I've seen videos of. I've seen videos of a UFO feeding these like energy beings that come to the surface of the water, balls of light, and they're like eating it. It's like feeding their pets. I'm like, I think there's something down there. I want to go investigating, go for a walk one time, see what I can find down there. I'm like,
nice. Make a video. I'd like to see that.
I'll make a video.
Something.
I don't know what I can find there. Maybe they'll tell me to turn around and go back. Get out of here. What are you doing here? But like, I pieced it together, that one big ball that powered up in front of me. I was on Christmas, that day after Christmas, and went down. I'm like, that unless it landed in someone's backyard, which I doubt it did, it's gone down into that ravine. That means there's something in that ravine. Maybe it's like a top secret military area, and that was an experimental military craft that I saw. I'm not saying it's alien. There's always another side. There's always another side to the coin, Always another side to the coin. But it's happened many, many times. So many times that I'm like, when I'm sitting here and I see these UFOs flying over my head, that like they appear above me and then like fly off and disappear. I'm like, why do they always pop up in front of me? because they know I'm there, because I'm the only person 4 o'clock in the morning in a tiny village on the highest mountain in the area shooting a stupid green laser beam everywhere. They're like, look at this Malacca. It's like -6 degrees outside. He's got his snowboard jacket on, his beanie on. He's freezing to death. His fingers are going numb, filming these UFOs. So they interact with me. I got so many interactions. Oh, how do I even talk about the interactions I get? I get these UFOs where like they'll flash bright light twice. I can't film it, but it'll move over here. It's like testing me to see if I know where it's going to move to and where it's going to flash next. And I'm just like, which part of the sky do I look? And I always seem to like, it flashed over here, moves to the other side of the sky, and I happen to look at that place in the sky just before it flashes twice again. And like, they play like these interaction games. That's like one of them. That's like one of them. I saw a UFO.
Yeah.
3 meters away from me, closer than the picture I took of the hexagon UFO.
Yeah.
Chasing a goose.
Like an orb.
It was an orb chasing a goose who was screaming its head off 3 meters from me, 10 foot.
Wow.
I was outside. This was a month and a half ago, end of last year, beginning of December, end of November. And I was outside and this goose was screaming its head off. And I'm like, this happens to me all hours of the morning. And I sit there watching, listening, following the sound. And I'm like, is the goose screaming its head off for all hours of the morning, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning? It's not normal for a goose to just take off and scream its head off. I'm like, did a UFO fly past it and freak it out or something? And that this goose was so loud, it was flying directly above me. I could see in the darkness just its wings flapping and its shadow of its wings. And I pointed my laser pointer at it and I followed it. And as soon as I pointed my laser pointer at it, I noticed, or before I pointed the laser pointer, I noticed a ball like the size of a golf ball chasing the goose. And I pointed the laser pointer at it to keep track of the goose, because it was hard to see in the dark.
Yeah.
But you can imagine a goose screaming its head off at 4 o'clock in the morning, 10 foot away from you. It's loud.
Awesome.
And as soon as I pointed my laser pointer at the goose so I could keep tracking it through the sky,
yeah,
this orb is about the size of a golf ball. This orb did like a Z. I'll draw it.
Zigzag.
I'll draw it on the screen. Might be easier.
Yeah.
The orb was chasing. Here's the goose. Here's the orb chasing it, and the orb did like a Z and then flew off in that direction. The orb here went like a Z and then flew off in that direction, chasing the goose right above my head. And the orb was like 90% transparent, only 10% lit. If you know what I mean?
Gray, right? Yeah.
Like if you were 100 meters away, you wouldn't see it, because I was right in front of me, 10 foot. I saw it, and it didn't like the laser beam and did a Z. I'm like, I'm out of here. Get away with the green laser, Malacca.
Yeah. Do you know Florida Real UFOs?
No.
He's called John Bell.
John Bell.
He's amazing, man. He's like it's called Florida Real UFOs. His name is John Bell, and he uses like infrared camera.
Yeah.
And he's got like an orb, which he names it Tinkerbell. and she's always messing with his laser.
What's he called? Florida?
Florida Real UFOs.
Florida Real UFOs. I'll have to check him out.
Let me know if you find him. Look, he's had orbs hitting his camera. He's had orbs. Um, he's big,
Is he on
small,
Twitter?
fast.
Is he on Twitter?
Yeah, he's on X, yes. Florida Real UFOs, yeah. His name is John Bell. He's always telling me to get X to get him on the show.
Yeah.
But I don't really use X much, you know. It's just another platform that I'm not gonna use. But I think I may have to do it to get him on my show. You know.
I could try contacting through X for you. I can't find him though. John Bell.
He might be on Florida Real UFOs. Oh, have you found him on YouTube or not yet?
Florida Real UFO on YouTube almost every night.
All one word. All one word. Tira a roupa e faz.
Eu quero tomar banho da bacia.
Eu não sei onde é que estava assim.
Eu quero!
Either way, he does get a lot of orbs.
Yeah.
He's got the helicopters going over his house and stuff like that.
Florida Real UFO. Here we go. Oh, he's got heaps of orbs. Here he is here.
Yeah, he's amazing, man. He
gets all the orbs. He's got heaps of them.
Yeah, and I've got also a very good friend of mine. You may know him. He's from Florida as well. Andrew.
It doesn't ring a bell.
He's a friend of 18 Wheels as well, and Tim from UFO Man. And he does get the orbs on the horizon at night.
Yep.
And they materialize, they power up, always like moving, you know, slowly. But they're a bit. I think they're not satellites. He thinks they're not, but many people always tell me, "Oh, those are satellites." But like you get like 5 satellites in 1 minute video, all doing all sorts of things. And once it did the A from Anarchy, you know.
Yeah.
Many times the travel of the lights, he captures all of them and they make like an A. So A seems to be a sort of sign. I don't know.
People try to tell me I photograph satellites. There's defunct satellites tumbling out of the sky, right?
Like there's satellites which are not like with a tracker. You know, if they're from Russia or China, of course they're not going to have a tracker from the same as America and Europe. You know,
like I use the satellite app to check for satellites, but when you see a ball of light fly over the top of your neighbor's house 30 foot away from you, it's not a satellite. Like, I've shown satellites before. I do split screen. I show the satellite app. I show a satellite on my camera, infrared camera. I go, here's the ComSat satellite, 2,000 kilometers away. We can see it. It matches the video because I time sync my cameras once a month to the second.
Awesome.
And we can see here's the ComSat, and you look in my camera, it's half a pixel. It's the tiniest dot. It's not even bigger than the stars. And then you see balls of light 30 times bigger than the stars fly past. It's like that's too close to be a satellite, because a satellite is like the size of a microwave oven, and they're hundreds and hundreds of miles away. Just the fact that the balls of light I'm catching are 10, 20, 30 times bigger than what a satellite is the size tells you it's impossible for that light to be a satellite.
Exactly.
And the tumbling satellite, defunct satellite theory, some of them take 10,000 years to tumble out of orbit.
Wow.
If a satellite's tumbling out of orbit, the sun hitting it would reflect light at random intervals as the as the metal hits the light, or the solar panel hits the light. The timing would be off. I have UFOs when they pulse their light as they're flying through the sky. You can time it with a timer, and it's a specific timing. You know what I mean? Whereas to tell me that's a defunct satellite, it doesn't match. A defunct satellite would be like flash, then flash, then
I have.
Flash,
those are
flash.
the Russian satellites. They flash and then they stop, and then after a little bit you see the next flash, and then you can see the route they're taking. Those are the Russian, right?
Yeah. And like I've had.
Let's do another one.
Another one. I'm trying to think.
You can finish your thoughts. You can finish your thoughts. Sorry, brother.
I saw it. I'll talk about some UFOs I've seen. I saw a UFO split into two balls of light. This was 2-3 years ago. Yeah, I was setting up my camera for Mars Ascension event. You know what Mars Ascension means?
Mars Ascension, no?
It means when a planet is in ascension, it means the planet is closest to the Earth, so it's the best time to do astrophotography. So I got the super telephoto lens. I'm setting it up so I can take pictures of Mars and zoom right in. And I noticed a light above my house. I'm like, I'm trying to set up the tripod and the tripod head and the camera, and I'm like, that light above the house should not be there because the sun's coming down. It's like 30% light, so the stars are starting to come across, and I know there's 3 stars, Sirius, and then 2 other stars that form like a triangle. They're the 3 brightest stars. One comes up my driveway, one comes up at the other end of the house, and one sort of comes up like off to the side in the middle. I learn the constellations and the brightest stars and where they are in the sky at all different seasons of the year. So when I'm looking, I know, it's morning or night, evening or whatever. At this season, I know that's Aldebaran, that's Alpha Centauri. I know exactly where they are, so I don't mistake bright lights for UFOs. I memorize the constellations.
Nice.
There was a light above my house that wasn't part of these 3 stars, and it was a little bit bigger and a little bit brighter. And I was like, "That's not a star." I'm like, "Shit! Quick, put the camera together quickly, because I can zoom right in on it with the Nikon P1000. Quick, put the camera together."
Nice.
And as I'm putting the tripod together faster, I saw this ball of light go smaller and smaller and smaller, split into 2 balls of light, and then shoot off at warp speed somewhere. And I was like,
wow.
You couldn't wait for me to put the tripod on the camera on the table and take the lens cap off. My mum saw last year. She just lives down the road from me, and her view is that ridge I talk about, the deep gorge and all the mountaintop.
Yeah.
And it's a weird place because I grew up in Australia, and we have fire trails through all the bushland. So if there's ever a bushfire, the fire patrol can get there and put it out.
Yeah.
Where I'm living here, there's no fire trails. I'm like,
oh no.
Why is this area restricted access? Because people drive motorbikes and 4-wheel drives on the fire trails. And it was a big problem 2 years ago when we had the big bushfires. our entire town nearly got wiped out. Almost. They had to sit on the cliff with the fire trucks and spray the hose as the fire's coming over. Like we lost an entire street where all the $2 million houses are. Right
Wow.
on the escarpment where they got the view of the cliffs. They all got wiped, but they saved the town, luckily. And my mum said she saw this long diamond shape light.
Nice.
Hovering above the forest there, the cliffs, and it was flashing different colors, red and green and blue lights, flashing all these lights. It was there for ages. And she said when she saw it, it was like she was frozen in time. She said to me, it was like she was frozen and couldn't do anything. Then she went to go get the camera. She went and got her phone, and she started recording the UFO. Her boyfriend came out and saw it too. He's like a non-believer. He doesn't believe about the stuff me and my mum talk about until he saw that. He's like, there's something about these two that's they're actually talking about something that's legit. She filmed it with her phone for like 15 minutes, and then it like disappeared or something. Or her boyfriend came out and watched it, and then he just turned around after 5 minutes and went to sleep. He didn't even want to see it anymore. He went straight to sleep. My mum filmed it. When she went back through her phone, she said the video was missing. They like deleted the video.
Yeah.
The 15-minute video she took. But then she found another video, 1 minute of it, that she showed me, but it's like zoomed in, and I got to use special filters and software to see the shape of it in the corner of the video. I haven't published that video because it's really hard to see it in the video. But the good video she did for 15 minutes, they wiped it. They deleted it off her phone.
Oh my!
Yeah.
But yes.
But like, yeah, my mum said it was weird. She saw the UFO and it like froze her. I was like, why didn't you run and go get your Canon 4K camera and film it? She's like, I was frozen. I didn't know what to do. And after like 10 minutes, I'm like, I better go get the camera and make a video. But then they deleted the video. That was a really, really, really strange UFO my mum saw.
The diamond shape, right?
Long diamond shape. Long diamond shape. Flashing lights, red, green, and blue. And
beautiful.
Like when you see, like what I wanted to say about the goose UFO.
Yeah.
I've been sky watching for 3-4 years. When I see when I hear geese flying off in the distance, screaming their head off at 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, I got this feeling inside my head that there's an orb near it, and it scared the goose, and the goose has taken off from the tree or from the grass and is trying to get away from the orb or something. And I always thought this, and every time I hear a goose screaming past, I'm like, that's unnatural. What's a goose doing screaming its head off at 4 o'clock in the morning? And I always watch the sound, but I could never see the UFO until that night when 3 meters from me, I saw the orb chasing the goose and then doing the big Z turn and taking off. I'm like, I knew it for years that these geese are being chased by UFOs, but I couldn't prove it until I saw it with my own eyes 3 meters in front of me, like right in front of me.
Awesome.
I don't know.
Let's do another one.
Do another one. It's another one. When I hear the first UFO I ever photographed when I was like 12.
Oh, tell me, of course.
We're living in Sydney, and we were at Earlwood, about 15, 20 minutes south of the city, Sydney.
Okay.
We went to KFC. We went to KFC for lunch with my family, and we'd go down to this place where it's like a cliff top place. You walk for 10 minutes and get to the top of the cliff, and it's like a little park. And then you got the stormwater drain that walks past. And we sat there having a picnic eating KFC. And I went to take a picture of the family with the city skyline, skyscrapers. I took a picture. This must have been like 1987 or something, 1988.
Okay, I was 4 years old.
Yeah, and when I looked at the photograph, like 20 years later, there's a disc-shaped object flying in the sky, like.
Oh my gosh!
Like like the German Hanabu UFO, like a disc-shaped object like that, just flying in the sky in the picture in the background in Sydney. That was the first UFO I ever photographed.
Right, or someone photographed you. It was like a selfie.
Someone photographed me with a selfie. Yeah.
A selfie, a UFO selfie. Awesome, brother.
What else? What else can I talk about? I'm losing my voice. I'm fucking losing my voice.
Okay, no worries, brother. Do you want to show us like a video?
Video?
Show us a video, and if you want, we can stop it for today.
All right.
We did 1 hour and a half, and then maybe
I was streaming playing some Web3 games earlier for a couple of hours, and I was talking to my audience, and I was just talking too much and lost my voice.
Yeah, I know that feeling, brother.
So these are some of my videos that I filmed. What's the good one?
Please, someone put the link of a Gabber Beast on the chat, please. Really nice, brother. Really enjoyed it today.
It was good. I got heaps more to talk about. It's just I have to try and remember.
Exactly. I know what you mean, brother.
Remember what to talk about, and like I could talk about for 2 hours all the different UFOs that I've seen in the last 4 years. Sky watching.
Yeah, exactly, brother. We can do that next time. The different types of UFOs caught on your investigations. I don't know if you know.
This one's Christmas Day. This one's from Christmas Day.
Is that Space Kitty? I'm joking. You know Space Kitty from Wall-E.
Space Kitty. So this one had four UFOs. 4 UFOs follow each other and cross flight path. This was really, really rare. Okay. This one. So here I'm explaining to my Chinese audience what I witnessed, my eyewitness account, and then the video starts about here. So here's the first UFO here. You can see how big it is. It's like a big ball of light. There's another one. See that one? Did you see that one? The second one come past. I'll rewind it. Over here. Here. This one here. Look at this. It's zigzagging. See it do these zigzags, and so that's the second one. That's the second one that appeared.
Okay.
So there's the first one there.
One of those white dots is your camera, right? No. Oh, it's your mouse. Sorry.
This is my mouse.
Your mouse.
This is my mouse. See?
Okay. Yeah.
So I followed this UFO, and then a second UFO here starts flashing. See this one?
Yeah.
So this UFO flew past, which flew to this UFO, which is pulsing slowly here. See it flashing? You can see it flashing here. See the flashing? It's about,
Awesome.
where is it flashing? There it is there. Somewhere here flashing. There. It's over here flashing. It's
Sim.
pulsing. It's pulsing. And I follow that UFO that's pulsing.
No say.
There it is over here. This UFO is pulsing. And then a third UFO pops up here.
Yeah.
So I moved from the pulsing UFO to this one, flying
Yeah.
flying straight above me, and then I went so far back on the camera, I can't move the camera back anymore. It's directly above me, and that was like the end of the video. Like sometimes I can spin around a little bit when I'm pointing straight up and keep filming, but sometimes I just like stop. I'm like, that's enough. I can't film it anymore.
Very interesting, brother.
That was that one. That was 4 UFOs that crossed flight paths, one after the other, after the other, after the other. It's like if I follow one UFO and I see another UFO, I'm like, which one do I follow? So I usually follow the second one, and then that second one sometimes will fly to a third UFO. They put a show on for me sometimes, you know.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay, brother. Let's do a last one to close off.
Close off. Let's see what this one is. I'll do this one from my YouTube. I'll do this one. I'll do this one from my YouTube. This one's two. I think this one's 2 pulsing UFOs that cross flight paths.
They love crossing our paths.
They do. They do. So here's this orb.
Share it, brother.
So here's this orb. See how it's pulsing? It's almost invisible now, and then look, powers back up again. Flashed me once, and then powers back up. You see that?
Yeah.
So it was
awesome.
pulsing on and off really slowly, and then sometimes I'd get a flash in between, like, "Hey, Gabber, what are you doing? Stop pointing the laser pointer at us. Keep pointing the laser pointer at us." So this one was pulsing really slowly.
Beautiful.
And here's where the second UFO crosses it. There, that's the second UFO. So that was the first UFO that was pulsing at us, and then another one just flew over the top. And I'm zoomed into this one as it flies off.
Yeah.
Goes behind the tree. And then I moved the camera to the second UFO that it just crisscrossed. This one. This is the second UFO. And this one also starts pulsing. Look, see, it turns the light off. Look, almost invisible, and then turns the light back on. So this was 2 pulsing UFOs that crisscrossed each other.
Awesome, my brother. Sorry. I have some tasks I have to.
You got to do IRL. Kids. You got to do IRL stuff. So you can see it's almost invisible, and then bang, it powers up again. It was pulsing. 2 of them pulsing that crisscrossed.
Awesome. I can only say it. It was like it wasn't a star. There was nothing in the sky. I was looking at it, and out of nothing, a star appeared. It powered up like 10 seconds, 15, and then it started getting dimmer, and it disappeared. Took
Wow.
like 30 seconds, maybe 25, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I've been outside taking photographs of the moon. The sun's coming up, and there was a big bright light next to Jupiter. And then I looked, and it wasn't there no more.
Sometimes the moons of Jupiter are visible, but I don't think. But with the eyes, they're not. I think you need like binoculars.
Not with the eyes. I can see it with this camera if I zoom in, or my
Right?
Nikon P1000. This was a big bright light right next to Jupiter, and I thought that's weird because the sun's coming up, but this light was still there. All the stars are disappearing, and this star was still there. And I went back into the star map. There was no star next to Jupiter. It wasn't a star. Sometimes they sit there and don't move. And if you don't know where all the stars are, you won't notice. It's just sitting there until you see it vanish, and then you're like, no, that wasn't a star. I've seen that happen dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of times. I'm like, there was a star there 5 minutes ago.
I've seen the moons of Jupiter before.
Not anymore. Yeah, I can take a picture of the rings around Saturn, 5 billion kilometers away with my camera.
Yeah, your camera is awesome, brother. I have a friend that he bought one here, and we did go to the woods and watch for the moon. It was incredible.
Amazing.
And the weather, the even if it's clear, sometimes it's easier. Sometimes. Qual? Não, a luz tem que ser com a tripla. Onde é que está a tripla? Anjo. Aí está aqui a tripla. Awesome, brother. Oh, that's like a close up.
Yeah, that's zoomed in, slow motion with a bit of enhanced color. Enhance the color a little bit of the pulsing orb. But yeah, astrophotography has a lot to do with humidity. If it's high humidity, you can't see nothing on the moon. Yeah. That's why all the telescopes are high on top of mountains in low humidity areas. So like I like to watch the weather, and when there's like a low front coming in and the humidity has dropped right down, you can see Jupiter and Saturn and the moon really, really clear on low humidity weather patterns.
Awesome, guys. Is there any questions from the chat for Gabber? I always forget the questions. Mari, por que tá aqui de pijama? Não sei se estás limpo ou não.
Your friend would love my video, Blue UFO. I'll have to check it out. Ted's Blue UFO video. Let's have a look.
Awesome, brother.
Let's have a look at Ted's. This is one of your viewers, Blue UFOs.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my God, look at this thing. Wow. Look at that. That's
close. Beautiful.
That's really close. Look how close that is. That looks amazing. He's tracking it. He's tracking it pretty cool too. Look, quick. He's tracking it pretty good too. Doing smooth tracking. Wow, look at that.
That's the laser, right? The purple thing?
No, that's the UFO. That's your
that's the UFO.
One of your viewers. That's one of your viewers. That's one of your viewers, Blue UFO.
Okay. And so those are stars?
Yeah, that's that star there. See the little star there? Little star there.
So it does stop, I think.
So we can grab like grab a frame of it. I can grab a frame of the video, and then we can have a look at it. We can have a look at it with the filters.
Awesome. Oh, what
sometimes
is that black thing on the right? Do you see it?
on the right.
It only appears on a few filters.
The on the video.
No, there on that thing. On your print screen, you just did one of the filters. There was like on the right. Come back on the filters.
Click on the filters.
Okay, can you see that black thing on the right? Bottom right
Over here.
of the light? Right? No. Right over, right after the light, the center light. There is some black spots on the right side. Can you see?
Over
Inside the
here.
ring.
Inside the ring.
That one there, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
There is a filters that looks solid. It's like a cigar something, and that could be related to the propulsion because it's being propelled to the left side of the screen, right?
Yeah, it's going to the left.
So that black there could have something to do with propulsion. I'm not sure, but you know.
It could be like there's the UFO here, and then it directs like ions or ion field or ion waves to
Yeah,
make
it could be some leftover chemical, you know.
to make like a shield around it. There could be like the ions that it's sending out to direct it and move it and do stuff like that. I heard Bob Lazar talking about it. It's very interesting.
There's the aura. You can see the aura around it.
Yeah, we can see the energy waves. We've got this big energy
Yeah,
wave
dispersing,
here,
right?
and the big energy wave here, and then it's like a plasma ball. It spins out here. You see all of this? It spins out as it disperses, and it's spinning like a plasma ball.
Very interesting.
I get this. I notice this in a lot of UFOs when I examine it. Looks exactly the same. So like your viewer's filming the same orbs I'm viewing, like the same propulsion system.
And Tetsy's from England, so
From England,
it's a big
nice.
distance.
Have a cup of tea with the Queen.
Do you know the Min Min lights? Have you heard of them?
I think I'm recording the Min Min lights.
You think those are the Min Min lights? Okay.
I think the Min Min lights are just the Aboriginal
Orbs.
stories of the orbs of light that they see flying around. I think it's the same thing, Min Min lights.
Yep. Have you met Aboriginal people there in Australia?
I've met people, and I've met people that talk to the Aboriginals, and the stories of the Bigfoot and the Yowie. We have a Bigfoot and we have a Yowie. A Yowie is the small 3 foot high miniature Bigfoot, similar to the Florida swamp ape. And then we have the 8 foot tall Bigfoots, Sasquatches. And like they're very, very common in Australia. There's a lot of pictures you can find online, videos and pictures. I just made a Yowie video showing all the pictures and videos to my friends from the Yowie hunters. I think they're called Australian Yowie hunters or something.
Wow.
My Chinese people are like, "Oh my god, there's Bigfoot in Australia. I'm not coming to Australia." Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, my bike just fell. Oh my gosh. Awesome.
That's really cool. That's really cool, Teds. Really cool video.
Thank you very much, Ted's brother.
Was that a blue color? Was that a blue color orb when you saw it with your eyes?
Awesome.
Oh, look at that. It turned the light off. Oh,
Yeah.
what? It turned the light off here. See that? So we go back here. It's a big blue light here. And then as it gets to here, Tets needs a tripod. Tets needs a tripod. I got like a $500 tripod head with a full fluid floating head, so I can do smooth video pans. This photography gets expensive. Look here. It's turning the light off. The light's gone. Look. Oh my God! Look at that. Wow. And we can still see it. Oh wow. That's really cool. Yeah. Tets.
Awesome.
Make sure I subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Give a subscription.
Thank you very much, brother Tets. Really nice, Gabber. What do you think? We're good for today?
We're good for today. I'm losing my voice. I can't talk anymore. Another 10, 15 minutes and I'll lose my entire voice because I've been streaming earlier on tonight.
I think I'm going to have to go to change the nappies of my daughter.
No worries.
I can smell the poop already.
No worries. Great talking with you. Thanks for letting you share my mum's experiences, my experiences.
Thank you too, brother.
I've got more stories to share. I'll have to write it down what I've already told you and what I haven't told you, what I haven't told you, and I can just tick it off the list and talk for another hour or two.
For next time, brother. That's the deal, right?
For sure, buddy. Glad to help you out.
Gabber, big pleasure talking with you, brother. Hope we can go even deeper on these subjects.
You love asking me questions and hearing what I think about this or that because I'm like, that's bullshit. I don't believe in that.
Yeah, even though you have many stories like hard to believe for many people, you are still have a skeptical mind. So, I like to ask you because you have contact with a lot of people, and you can always in research, if that's BS or not.
I was researching this in 1991 on bulletin board systems, and I downloaded every alien and UFO document, and I printed it out on dot matrix printer with a 2400 baud dial-up modem. It would take me 15 minutes to download a 1 megabyte disk, and I created an entire library of the first original digital UFO and alien documents. And
awesome.
I read those, and I said, if 10% of this stuff is real, there's some messed up shit going on. And then as I've gone, 35 years later, I'm seeing more and more evidence saying maybe 50% of these documents are real. There's a high probability that 50% of what they said in those documents is actually real. Maybe even higher percentage. Like the more data you see, the more you research, the more evidence you see. You can see the original stories that were actually telling a lot of truth. And people today are just recycling those stories. So when I see someone's story, it's like, I read that 35 years ago.
Before.
You're still talking about it? Shut the F up, Elizondo. Corbell, you shut up too. Ross Coulthard, get out of here with your egg UFO, Malacca. I'm summoning UFOs like the Dalai Lama.
Look, the truth is that there is many people, not many, but there is people who can summon UFOs. But at the same time, it's not summoning, like you said it, right?
I think they're raising their awareness so that they can see the UFO that's already there. I don't think it's a summoning. I think people think they're summoning, but they don't actually realize they just raised their awareness to the fifth dimension. So now they can see a fifth dimensional UFO that you couldn't see if you were at the third dimensional awareness level.
Yep. Exactly, brother.
Anyway,
It's a little bit of a spiritual ride, right?
it is. They're watching us, raising our awareness, meditating. They're like, oh, look, he's at the fifth dimension. Let's put a show on for him. You know, they're observing us. And when we're developing our abilities and meditating and evolving our spirit and raising our awareness, they're like, hey, these people they're doing something useful. We should go and say hello. You're doing the right thing. Keep going, sort of a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a little push for us to get motivated.
Yeah, that's how I sort of see it. That's how I sort of see it. Anyway, glad to help you with your show. We'll talk some more
You too,
later
my
on.
brother. See you soon, Gabber. Have
care.
a wonderful Monday.
See you, everybody. Thanks for listening to my stories, my experiences, and everything. I hope you've learned something. Take care, everyone.
Take care, my brother. Big hugs.
Take care.
Talk to you soon.
Love you,
to
brother.
arrange
Love you.
part number 2.
For sure. Take care, my friend. See you, buddy.
Hugs, brother. Okay, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. We're just going to leave you with a music to finish off. He's on a mission. Big hugs, everybody. John P. loves you. Big hugs to Gabber. Thank you very much again, brother. In the dead of night. Ancient history, uncovering the truth. Delving into questions about unknown worlds. UFOs in the sky, shining bright. What's the story behind those lights? Jockey keeps asking, digging deep, talking to witnesses who can't sleep. Now just the secrets they're about to unfold. Truth about the lights, waiting to be told. John P. loves you, my people. Hope you stay blessed. Happy Sunday. See you very soon.